So I think we can start. All right. Your business doesn't stop with marketing products or signing deals. It is important to retain customers. We cannot run our business for a long term if we were to lose customer centricity. In a nutshell, your business isn't complete without customer satisfaction. So, speaking of customer satisfaction, I have been working in the customer service industry as a technical support engineer for the past 8 years. And as you can see, I work with the same product, just one product, Zoho Desk. And I'm going to tell you why you must use Zoho Desk to enhance your ticketing tool and also your customer support team. And I'm going to tell you what are the new functionalities that we have launched this year. So, before you go there, how many of you here like stories? It's going to be a day in the life of Lucy. So this is Lucy, and Lucy is working in a bank as a customer support head, and she's kind of dealing with the customer support team for the past 8-10 years, and she knows in and out of everything about customer service, if you know. And one fine day, you find Lucy like this. Any idea what happened? If you want to know that, the question that what happened to Lucy, we should do a little bit of time travel. Is that okay? So let's travel back in time to 2024, and please hold your seats tight. So we are going to turn it on, the engine. So when you go back to 2024, you see Lucy is quite happy because she was using Zoho Desk. So Zoho Desk has made her life easier, made things easier, and for people who do not know what Zoho Desk is, or who might be wondering how a product would make things easier, let me give you a quick overview. So Zoho Desk is Zoho's own ticketing tool, and we have been the first industry's first context-aware software, and you can connect our product with any of the other Zoho products and the third-party applications, of course. And speaking of security, just like every other Zoho app, you know Zoho Desk is completely secure, and you need not just call it a product. You could call it a platform because we are completely customizable, and you will understand why as I go through the session. And we have omni-channel support. That is, your customers from any part of the world through any channel can reach out to you. You need not just keep one door open like this, that is email or chat. They can reach out through you to X, through YouTube, through Skype, to any other channels. They can reach out to you and a ticket will be created in Desk. Similarly, you can also set up self-service. So what's the use of self-service? Let's say this clicker isn't working. There are two options. I could either go ahead and troubleshoot it myself, or I could reach out to the support team. The thing is, if there are better documentations about how to fix it, like tapping it twice, then that would definitely save time both for the support team and for me as a customer. So self-service could be easily implemented in different forms, ranging from knowledge-based articles to guided conversation. And we'll see more about that later. And after self-service, you might still receive some complex cases that you might want to solve, which you could take help of the automation or AI functionalities. I think some of you might have seen the previous session on how we are working with the AI functionalities. And we also have ticket tracking. So anything to do with your tickets, you can go ahead and use the reports, dashboards, artificial intelligence. And so this is the reason why Lucy was happy back in 2024. You forgot that we were in a story, right? Because of all the theory. So do you prefer the story or the product session, or a blend of both? Okay, back to this question. Why was Lucy frustrated? And to know that, it's a bit of a long story, because as you can see, Lucy is currently facing 9 different problems or limitations per se, and we at Zoho Desk are going to help her solve them one by one. So the first problem Lucy was facing, she has to answer the same thing over and over. So yesterday, during a poll, we were asking what is the biggest problem of the customer support reps. And most people were saying it is answering the same thing over and over. Doing the same tickets over and over could be really monotonous. It could be for anyone. So in that case, it is important to use a bit of help from AI. So to solve this problem, we have launched the ZI enhancements. Again, you might have seen some in the previous session, but if you would like to take a quick overview of what the AI functionalities in Zoho Desk can do today, you can look at this screen recording. So here, if a ticket or if a case has a long thread, it would take a lot, an entire day to read through every thread, and even let's say you want to handle that escalation per se. In that case, you might take an entire day to read through every text. So for that, you just go ahead and click on the summary option. So this summary button helps you to summarize the entire case, and you also have an option to select whether you want to summarize only the incoming threads or the outgoing threads, or you could just summarize the comments, the private and public comments. So this summary is also available for individual threads, and the next one would be the reply assistance. So when a new ticket comes in, Zia helps you to draft a response. So this particular draft is being generated from the KB articles that you have published. So when you generate a response, you have an option to change the tone of it. That is the regenerate option. As you can see, you can make it humorous, make it formal, you can change the length of it. And there is also an option to change the language. This is completely multilingual. And there is Zia Insights. So Zia Insights allows you to know the mood of the customer. And when you know the mood of the customer, you can easily go ahead and respond to them in the same way that is possible. And the next option is generate content. So if you want Zia to generate content because you do not have it yet in the KB article, you could go ahead and put in the text, just let's say, help me to apologize for a delay I've done. So Zia will generate you the content right here. And if you're not satisfied, you can anytime go ahead and regenerate it as you have seen here. And there is also option to change the length of the particular response. So these are the different functionalities that are available within Reply Assistance and the Zia enhancements. In addition to this, some people might not want to send out the response from their KB articles. And most of us do not want to send out the generated content because most customers wouldn't like it. They come to us for the human touch. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead and write your own response and need not rely on AI for the generation. But after you write it out, you can go ahead and use the writing assistance. So this writing assistance does the job of most of the other grammar-based tools in the market or the other AI tools that we are using today. So when you use the writing assistance, you can also use the content analysis that helps you to analyze the writing. So if you have any spelling error, grammatical error, it helps you fixes it. It tells you how readable your email is, and so on. And we solved the first problem of Lucy about handling the same case over and over. But Lucy is a very organized person, and she likes to deal things one at a time. But you could see there are a lot of pending tasks just on her desk, and she wants to take care of them. So to address this problem, we have launched a few ticketing enhancements that would definitely help her to take care of all the pending tasks or the pending notes. So here, when you look at the case, earlier, while you assign a ticket to a particular agent, you wouldn't have the details of the agent, that is the email address. So you might get confused when there are more than one people with the same name in your team. So here we have that option. And when I say Zoho Desk is omni-channel, you could see that the ticket was created from the IM channel, that is WhatsApp. But you can go ahead and reply from the email channel. So you could do that omni-channel thing, and it helps you to stay connected with customers. And the audit log, the feature that was released last year. So this is about when, let's say, someone in the team does some mess and you want to know what happened. If some data went missing and you want to know who deleted it, audit log helps you with that. And now you can also export the audit log using Zoho Desk. And the final one would be the bulk update. So if you want to move 100 tickets at the same time, you can just go ahead and select one ticket, select the entire view, click on move, and it would move 100 or thousands of tickets at the same time. But earlier, again, it was just restricted to the tickets module. So now we have expanded it and extended it to the contacts and accounts module in Zoho Desk. So here I have selected all the accounts and I'm going to update the field. So I choose the field that I would like to update. I enter in the value. Once I click on save, you see the bulk action has been triggered successfully. And when you run a business, you must know how your customers feel about you. Because end of the day, customer retention is everything. So we work to build the trust for the customers. So for that, to know what is your customers really feeling, you must actually listen to them by sending out the ratings. So earlier, again, it was just in English. But as a Zoho customer, I am sure you would also have customers around the world. And any customer who is receiving this happiness rating mail would see their particular rating link in their own native language. So we have sorted two of the 9 Lucy problems, and we will go ahead with a third one. So Lucy started receiving mails and messages from different applications. It is not just restricted to WhatsApp, it could be Instagram, Telegram, WeChat. So there are multiple applications, and the messages started pouring in. And there was an easy way to respond to each and everything, and there is a high chance that she might miss it. So to fix that, we have launched instant messaging application before a couple of years. And you might have seen the IM messaging application. So if you get into setup and if you have a good internet, you will find instant messaging under channels, and these are the instant messaging channels available. So you can configure Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. You can just attach your number. Once it is attached, you would find all the chats coming into your system. So you need not juggle between multiple applications. You can stay within your Zoho Desk application and make sure you respond to customer on time. But I said it was launched before 2 years. So how is it going to solve Lucy's problem? Because we have made some enhancements that would actually help her do certain things, like sending out bulk email to the customers. So when you have an outage, or when you want to send out a marketing email regarding an offer or regarding some sale that is going on, you can use this bulk message functionality. So you can go ahead and select all the particular contacts in a view. You can even go up to 2 lakh contacts. After selecting them, you can select the template that you want to send, and you can just send the bulk message right from Zoho Desk. And when it comes to preferences, you have the chat routing option. So you might already know the functionality of round robin, how it assigns. Then there are 10 tickets and 3 agents. It assigns one each and then goes back to one each. So that's how the round robin works. So similarly, if you want that to happen for the IM chats, you could go ahead and enable the chat routing option. And we have answer bot, and I'll show you how to deploy it in your website. So it kind of takes care of most of the queries, and you need not wait for your agents to jump on and help the customers. So I'm creating an answer bot right here, and I'm going to copy the embed code and paste it on the website to check how it works. So once pasted, you could see that the customers can chat with the answer bot, and the answer bot would be able to answer them based on how you trained it. So you could train the answer bot using KB articles for now, and while you respond, you could also see there is ZIA insights here. So just like how we have seen in the very first solution of providing ZIA summary, ZIA insights, so we do support the same in IM module, and ZIA is supported in the IM message composer too. So when you are responding to your customers from the IM module, the message composer helps you to regenerate it if needed, change the tone, change the language, and you can just drop the message. And when I talk about templates that you want to send to customers, let's say you have an offer or you want to make a sale and want to just drop a message to 1 lakh customers. So you should use these templates, and these templates are completely multilingual now. So your customers from different region would again receive the message in their native language, making it easy for them to track and follow through. So this is the fourth problem Lucy is facing. So there are different tickets coming in from different channels. So now that customers have started creating ticket, they would also like to review them or see what is the current status of the ticket. So Help Center is a self-service portal that you could deploy for your customers. So under Help Center, one thing you could do is publish the knowledge base articles. So here you could see a list of articles I have published. So this would help the customers whenever I have the question. Let me show you this from the Health Center view. So let's say I'm a customer. I could get into the knowledge base article and see how to do certain thing And if it isn't enough, there is also community. So community is again a place within Help Center that allows you to initiate discussions. So when you go to help.zoho.com, you can see Zoho Desk community. So similarly, you can create a community for your own and put it for your customers where they can go ahead and create a topic. And each topic could be of different types, but they can still go ahead and chat with the fellow customers and also with the product team or the company itself. So if still they couldn't find the answer they're looking for from the KB or from the community, they can go ahead and create a ticket from the help center. So all they have to do is click on submit a ticket, enter in the fields required, and so subject is a mandatory field. Let's say session issue. And I'm going to create a file. I'm sure there is some other mandatory field. Yeah, email ash@zoho.com. Okay. Is this a hen or a gorilla or a cat or a snake? Actually, this is kind of included in the what's new. You will see it next. But anyway, so this is the place where you created the ticket, and if you're signed in, you can probably track them too. I'll show you by quickly signing in. As you can see, sign in has different functionalities where you could use SAML, that is SSO, or you could use federated login through Google or Zoho. And once you're signed in, you will be able to track your existing tickets here. So your customers need not wait for your response. They could just see what status the particular case in. They can make a few updates right from the help center. But anyway, so Lucy's problem is the security of how the customers can access the help center. So we kind of addressed it using the OTP authentication functionality. So using this, your customers would receive an OTP whenever they want to log into the help center system. And once they fill in the OTP, they can just get into the system, that is the help center, and start creating the tickets or accessing the KB articles. And it is yet to be supported in some of the DCs, and we are working on it right now. And the next functionality we are going to see is the Zia CAPTCHA, or the CAPTCHA powered by Zia, the one that showed you Gorilla. You saw how secure and tight it was? Yeah. So this particular functionality can be enabled under access setting. So when you get there, you see that show CAPTCHA for the unregistered users, because when you're logged in once, you didn't have a problem creating a ticket because we got your credentials. But if you're not logged in, if you're unregistered, then we have to make sure we put in CAPTCHA there to avoid the temporary spam, because some people get to create thousands of tickets. It has happened with us. It could be anyone, any day. So we have used this. So there are two ways to verify it. One would be the image and the other one would be the audio. So we were talking about the community module, and this would be the new update, the complete revamp of the community module. So earlier, inside the community module, you would only have the topics listed, but now you could filter them based on different aspects. So if you want to see that unreplied post, you could go ahead and filter it and answer them first. And similarly, you can filter it by the topics. So earlier I said inside community, your customers can create multiple topics and they could be of different type, either idea or announcement or problem. And based on the topic they select, you could select a substatus. If it is idea, the substatuses would be implemented, will be implemented, might not be implemented. So these are some things that comes under the substatus. So you can probably filter by it. And also we have the accessibility. So in the last year's launch, we have actually made some enhancements and accessibility related settings, because as Zoho Desk, we are taking a step in the direction of making Zoho Desk a completely inclusive platform for everyone. So you might have seen a lot of accessibility related settings in the desk account. If you're unfamiliar, I'll probably show where it is. So when you click on setup, your profile picture, under preferences, you could see a lot of functionalities under accessibility controls. So it could increase the contrast. You could put in the reading mask, use focus ring, underline rings. There is a screen reader, as you can see here. There are keyboard shortcuts and a lot more. So now we have extended this accessibility settings to the help center too. When I say that, let's say you want to hear an article It's a blank article. There is nothing to here. Sorry. So here when I say command and F5, this kind of reads it for me. So these are some of the enhancements that we have done. Okay, not needed for now. All right. So these are the enhancements with the knowledge base articles. All right, that's the fifth problem. So 23, all right, it's a quick question for you. 23 into 1235 plus 457. What's the answer? That would be simpler. But anyway, if you want to do it for each and every ticket, it would be too tiring to use a calculator or take the mobile. So we kind of got that completed within the system, within the fields. So Lucy had the same problem. She wanted to do some max based on the fields, based on the values people fill in the fields. And it is kind of taken care using the formula field. So when you see the screen, you might already know what a ticket layout is. So a ticket layout is a place where you could add fields and you could gather the information. So if the information has an integer or a value and you want to perform some mathematical operations to that, your formula field is the way to go. So here you could see I'm using a formula field which is total cost for CC. So I'm kind of performing a very complex operation because I'm involving three different fields in together. So I'm kind of multiplying the number of cards into 500, adding the tax and reducing the discount. So now I'll show you how it works in real time. So when a new ticket is created, when you fill in the field value that is 10, now it is multiplied by 100, the tax is added, the discount value is subtracted from the particular value, and the final total cost would be instantly updated on ticket sale. All right. So that's with the formula field helping you perform all the. So it is not just multiplication or addition. It can perform a lot of other advanced mathematical operations like logarithmic value, square root, and so on. And this is the save filter. So if you want to look at your agent's ticket from the past 3 days, you can go ahead and use this filter. Earlier, we didn't have an option to save it. You have to create it over and over. And that is a painful job. But with the saved filters, you need not create it. You can just get that saved and you can probably leave it unless you want to delete it. And the next one would be the exports revamp. So there are two different ways from which you could take the data dump. So one would be the data backup functionality we launched last year. So if you want a complete data dump, you could use the data backup functionality. So that would give you the 6 months data or 1 year data in your system. But if you want to take a chunk of data from the entire data that is existing, you could probably use this export functionality. As you have seen, you could select the views based on which you want to export. You can set the criteria for the export and you can also select the fields. Let's say I want the list of customers from my case and I only want to know their phone numbers. I can just select phone numbers and leave out the rest of the functionalities. So these are some of the customization enhancements with Zoho Desk. So the sixth problem is, again, the manual work. So she thinks that some of the work could be automated, like the tickets being assigned to the agents right after they start clearing their existing tickets. And to address this, we have the instant assignment on ticket closure. You might be familiar with the round robin rule, but since most of you might not have seen it before, I'll just go ahead and quickly show you. So under automation, you have assignment rules and you could create a round robin rule. So a round robin rule assigns the ticket to different set of agents in the round robin manner, as you can see here. So once this is set, the tickets are assigned to each agent, and there is also something called agent threshold. And if the agent threshold is met, let's say 10 is the threshold, and all the three agents have 10 tickets each, and new tickets coming in, they will stay in unassigned tickets. And when the agents started clearing the existing tickets from their views, these unassigned tickets would be taken into their current queue, and that is done by the new functionality, that is assign tickets on closure. So you might not see this on your account yet because this is still in beta. So some of the features are in beta and I'll let you know what are all in beta. And if you need access, you can just catch me after the session and I can get that for you. And the next one would be the update record. So when you go to setup, you have an option to create a workflow. You might know what the traditional functionality or use of workflow is. It helps to create a particular rule, a flow that would update a field based on the selection. Or you could send an email alert to the customers, or you could create a task. But if you want to update a value of a custom field using a value of a different custom module, let's say there are two different custom modules and you want to take the value from one of the modules and one of the fields in it and update it in the other one, you could use this. So if you look into the screen, I'm going to update the CM card. And once I have said that, I'll also show how that replicates in your test account or in a test ticket. So here in the custom module, I'm going to update the priority as medium. So you could see the severity changing to L2. So this particular action is performed by the update action record. And this is one of the enhancements that we have launched. And earlier you could only find out the custom function failures within the system. But with this, you could also look into the execution logs. That is the success rate too. And the other functionality we have launched is the custom buttons. So when you go for customization, you will find the buttons. And let me create a new button. So you see that there are some default set of buttons. For example, when you open a new ticket, when you click on ellipsis, these are the buttons that are available. They're all pretty much standard, predefined. But right now you could add custom buttons. And we are planning to support it across different areas in the help center or the Zoho portal. But for now, it is supported in the tickets action page. So here, let me say that help center URL would be the button name. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this URL. So this particular button is for the tickets module and the location is going to be there, more actions in tickets detail view page. And action would be, I can either link an existing custom function, I can trigger a new custom function, or I could just open a new URL. So here, I'm going to go ahead and save this URL. So when I open a new ticket, you could see that the new button, custom button is visible here. So any action that you might want to perform frequently, you could just put it inside your system, inside as a custom button. So you could access it easily and just go ahead and access the help center. So that's it with the custom button. And next one would be the bots. So even though we have multiple agents working for the team, we might still need virtual agents because they can work day in and day out without a break. And let's say there are thousands of customers coming in or lakhs of customers coming in. That wouldn't be a problem when they are dealing with a virtual agent. So for that, we need guided conversation. So you might know what a guided conversation is. It is a low code build bot. It's a chat widget that is built unlike AI. It is not generative. You will have to predefine the flow in the chat widget, and it is completely low code, and you can deploy it on your website, and it helps your customers. Probably if you want to issue a refund, and it has to be done without any human intervention, in that case, you could deploy the GC. Or let's say you run a theater and you want your customers to book the ticket and get everything seat set using a particular bot, that could be done using GC. So in this particular GC is how we fondly call guided conversation. Sorry. So in this GC, we have made a few enhancements. That's not a few, quite a lot. We'll see what are they and how it could really help going forward. So when you go ahead and create the GC, just like some of the other functionalities we have seen, we have made this completely multilingual. So you could deploy different bots for different regions. Based on the customer region, your bot would converse with them, communicate with them in the native language. And you could also completely customize the look and feel of this GC bot. As I have told you, this GC bot can be deployed on your website or your mobile application. So when you do that, you might want it to kind of replicate or align to the feel of the website. So in that case, you have every option to customize it. There is an option to customize the end node, and if a particular user stays on the GC bot for a long time, you could just throw in a pop-up saying, are you still there? And you can change the color and pattern of the bot as you have seen it. And there is also options to change the logo, the position, where to place it, how to place it. So everything can be customized, and these advanced customization are the new enhancements that we are talking about here. But it might not be very easy or a cakewalk to understand how this GC bot can be built, because creating a flow could be a little difficult. It might need some learning. So for that, we have launched a few templates. So these are the pre-existing templates that you have, and we have kind of compartmentalized them based on different verticals and different industries. So let's say you are from the e-commerce industry, you might want to create a bot for the shipping and refund. And we already have a bot there. We already have a flow there. If you're good with this flow, you can go ahead and use it. If you want to make some changes, feel free to go ahead and tweak it. And it is not just for e-commerce, it is for multiple verticals. We have created different templates, and we are continuously keeping this updated so you could make the maximum use of it. All right. And guided conversation is not just a functionality, it is a product by itself, is what we feel. Because this could be connected with any of the other application. There is integration blocks. You could connect it with Zoho Brook, Zoho Projects, Zoho CRM, even Zia. It could be connected. So it kind of takes care of the generative stuff within the bot. And also, in addition to that, we also have a few enhancements regarding the blocks. So when you have multiple blocks, if you want to combine both, you have the option to do it right away. And you also have an option to preview it then and there while building the flow. So this would help you to set the virtual agent for your customers. And with this enhanced new smoother flow, you can easily take care of your agent's load and allow them to focus on what really matters. And eighth problem, the last but one, is about the data. Because now we have helped Lucy to take care of some of the problems using automation, some using AI, some using agents, the round robin rule. So there are different people taking care of different things, and it is easy to lose track of what is happening. And what happens then when you do not know if your customers are being treated right, you will not have a business to run. So in this, for that case, Lucy wants to know what is the actual problem. Lucy wants to stay on top of all the escalations. Lucy wants to know the happenings of the support team. So to fix that problem, we have given her more sophisticated reports that would easily allow her to stay on top of everything that is happening within her support team. So with this agent availability report, Lucy would be able to track the traces of the agent. So whenever they logged in, when they logged out, it is not just to oversee or monitor them. It also helps her to have an idea about the availability of the agents and also what is their working hours. And you could export it if needed. And apart from that, we have the life cycle report, because many a times we want to know a journey of a ticket. When you are dealing with multiple departments, multiple products, and let's say there is a problem coming in, let's say there is an escalation coming in, you might want to know what happened on that particular ticket. And in order to know that, you want to start from the scratch and see how the journey went. So here, using this report, you will be able to easily track the status or track the departments from where it was moved, which particular team took more time and who worked on it efficiently. Everything would be taken. And this is with the KPI cards. So in a dashboard, you could have multiple components. And some of the components, as you can see, are comparison index, metric card, bullet chart, and dial chart. So here, the comparison helps you to compare between two data with a picture in a pictorial representation. So that kind of gives you an idea how many tickets you responded to in the last year, how many tickets you responded to in this current year. Similarly, in the next two cards, you could set up a target. And probably you could put it up in a big screen like this or this and throw it in your office. So let's say you want your customers to have 50 happiness rating, good rating in a month. Set 50 as a target, and you would see the target is being achieved eventually. So that particular representation in a dashboard would give them the dopamine, would give them the idea to work on it and get that done. So these are some of the new enhancements we have done to the analytics module. As you can see, this is how the target is set, and this is how it is driven towards the target. And in the top, you could see the comparison with the current year and the previous year. So we have kind of sorted almost all Lucy's problem. The support is being taken care of, the analytics is being taken care of, but still, everything is okay as long as she stays there in the office or she stays with the laptop. The moment she moves away or moment she prepares to take a break or leave the laptop, what happens then? How will she be updated? Whatever is happening with her. For that, we have two different mobile apps for desk. One would be the Zoho Desk mobile app. The other one would be the Radar app. So Radar is more of an analytical mobile app where you have all the dashboards, reports, the managerial dashboards. And these are some of the enhancements that we have done to the mobile applications. So initially, when you get into the Radar app, you could now set up the permission. So earlier, it was just about managing the cases, managing the tickets within your mobile. You can respond to the ticket, you can look into the article or so. But now you can go to the setup, set up the probably configure the profile settings. Because if you want to restrict access for your agents for one particular module, that can be done easily. And when you look at the tickets, they update in real time in the mobile now. I couldn't catch it in the recording, but that's how it is done. So when a new ticket comes in, you need not even refresh, it gets refreshed automatically. And your device timing would be synced with the mobile data. So you need not go ahead and refresh it multiple times or wait for it to sync or have the time difference. It is done automatically. And you can also create custom modules now within the mobile app. So custom modules was launched last year again, and many of you might know custom modules from CRM. It is similar to that. We have supported that in Desk as well. So that could be managed from your mobile application. And you have an option to scan and attach. So when you respond a ticket, you can probably go ahead, scan it, and just send it to the customer. And you also have the ZI insights within the mobile app too. So if you want to respond to the customers on the go, and you can just use ZI instead of going ahead to a different application, getting it refaced or getting it fixed. Zia can do it for you right there. So these are the different enhancements that we have launched this year. And it not only solved the problem of Lucy, it has actually made her happy. But if you look there, the enhancements is completely spreaded. Right from the ticketing tool, the ticketing module, to the knowledge base articles, to automation, to customization, to integration, to the AI powered support. We have evolved everywhere in every nook and corner, and it is not just adapting to the technology, we are evolving with the technology, and we think we are right there. And you might have seen about the ZI agents in the previous session, how you could use a churn detector, how you could use a ZI agent to actually take care of customers. So everything is currently in carts, and I would like to show just one thing before I leave. So this was just launched today, and I was asked to show a demo to you folks, and if you need it, we can get that enabled for you. So this is Ask Zia, more like a personal assistance. So if we want to get some quick help, let's say, show me the print related tickets, you could go ahead and ask it. I just got it enabled on my account. I'm not even sure if it is working, but that's the new feature. Gotcha. So it worked. Kind of lucky, right? So you could see that we wanted to do it as a live demo, just like how we did it in the keynote today morning. We didn't want to do it as a recording because you could see in live, you see the data. Or let's say I want to just go ahead and ask it to show my tickets. Show me my open tickets. And the Zia processes it, and it gives all the cases that are open under my bin. This is the view all. All right. So this is how we are evolving as a ticketing platform, and I'm sure you would find it exciting. And we finally got Lucy happy again. There might be few changes in her face here and there, but because that is the AI generating, and unfortunately there is not Zia, so we couldn't get that right there. But anyway, we made Lucy again. And with that, I'm confident that I can tell you that if we could make Lucy happy, we could make anyone happy. So if you got any problem, let us know. We'll get that fixed for you and we'll make you happier so that you can make your customers happier. Thank you.